So I'm just checking we're connected. Okay. So hi, I'm Debbie Clement-Large from Why Follow the Herd. To say we are living in uncertain times is a massive understatement. The last few years have been just bizarre in so many ways. We've experienced life in new ways. We've seen things in new perspectives. We've just lost the Queen, who is one of the, stable faces through most of our life. She's been there, I've never known anybody else different in that position. And so things are really interesting and changing. And when we're living in uncertain times, what we can experience and find is that our mind just races around. It becomes a little bit like an inner chimp. And I'd like you to imagine now in a jungle where the inner chimp is just rampaging around. It's crashing around the jungle. You can hear the noise of that screeching, the sound that they make. You can hear the sounds of twigs and branches breaking and falling to the ground. You can feel that rush of energy that's moving around. And that's like our inner chimp. That inner chimp can be our mind and our thought processes that are going on. They can crash around lurching from one thing to another. They can crash around from looking for new opportunities, from moving from one state of fear to another. They can move from doing one activity or one task to something else. And we get into this place where attention is being grabbed by so many things. So much so that our attention span is just reduced down to about 8 seconds, which is hardly any time at all. So how can we help this crashing mind? Is it actually serving us? That's the question to ask. Is our crashing inner chimp actually really helping us? So when we're flitting from one thing to another, are we really feeling focused? Does it allow us to feel calm? Does it help us to feel present? Does it help us to be inspired? Or do we just feel tired and fatigued? There is something with that inner chimp when it's crashing around that uses a lot of energy. And in that lot of energy, it can just leave us at the end of the day feeling exhausted. It's so tiring. And of course, when we've got that inner chimp crashing around, it isn't stopping to look at the environment around. It isn't taking in the potential around. It's just in survival mode. So how can we help that inner chimp? We can help that inner chimp by listening to it, by taming it, by acknowledging that it's even running around in that sort of fashion. And there is loads of wonderful techniques that we can use in the coaching practice to really get to know our inner chimp and to help that to calm down, to feel safe, to feel secure. And nobody outside of us can really do that. Not one particular job or one particular contract or even one particular partner or even the right therapist or right coach. Actually, we can do that ourselves when we learn how we can do that. And when that chimp is running in full flight, there is so much busyness going on in that mind that we can't actually see the wood for the trees. We might be in the jungle, but we can't see the wood for the trees. And in order to do that, we need to stop. We need to stop, to calm, to soothe that inner chimp, so that in that calm state, that we allow in some mind gaps. And when we've got some mind gaps, we can actually see and feel elements of inspiration coming in. Sometimes we can get those bits of inspiration coming in just before we're going to sleep or just upon waking, because that conscious sensor in our mind is lulled into a bit of a stupor where it's just nice and relaxed. It's not controlling stuff too much. And in that place, there's little mind gaps where bits of inspiration can suddenly pop into the mind. And it's like, aha, I've got a really great idea for something. And when we calm down, when we soothe that inner chimp, we're allowing an opportunity to invite in more inspiration. And that inspiration helps us to solve problems. It helps us to overcome challenges in a way that logic and reason just can't do in the same way. We can try with our logic and reason to figure out something, and we might be quite successful and we might get certain actions done and overcome certain challenges. But there is something really special about tuning into that intuition. And what does intuition really mean? If we break that word down into two, we have in and tuition. So intuition is gaining tuition from within ourselves, tapping into that inner knowledge. And that can be really, really beneficial in so many ways, because we know what's best for us in a way that nobody else really can. And yet we don't trust ourselves. We're so conditioned to looking outside of ourselves. So when we meet and calm and soothe our inner chimp, it can open up so many more opportunities for us. And I'd like to share a quote with you by Joseph Campbell. And he said, and just in case you don't know who Joseph Campbell was, he was a great mythologist. He actually traveled the world. He looked at different philosophies and different religions. And what he did was put together all the different stories, the myths that were around, to find a common thread, a golden thread, if you like, running through all of them. And this became the hero's journey. This showed that at some point, we will all embark on different levels of a hero's journey. Sometimes they will be small adventures and sometimes they will be really big adventures. But that hero's journey is a way for us to learn and understand a little bit more of who we are. And I can talk about that in another video. But one of the quotes he did say was, "Opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems most challenging." Opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems most challenging. And life is pretty challenging at the moment for most of us. So out of that challenging situation come opportunities. Opportunities for new perspectives, for seeing things in a different way, for innovation, for recreating and finding who we really are and what we want. And that is a really powerful thing to be able to give ourselves. And we get that and can experience that through calming that monkey mind, the monkey mind that is rushing from fear, from scarcity, from limitation, and through creating all those words and mental imagery that just send us into a frightened frenzy. So calming the monkey mind is a really important thing. And understanding that monkey mind is important too. So how can that really help you? Well, it can help you through many different ways. As an individual on your own hero's journey, it can really help you building your emotional intelligence. It can help you to raise your stress tolerance levels. And it can help you really to trust your inner guidance. Become knowing more that you are your guru, because you are. We just need to learn to trust and to listen and to take positive action on that. And that's really, really key, is learning who we are. So who are you? What do you really want? And working with individuals is important, with yourself, but also what about collectively? How do we put this into workplace change? How do we learn personal development and raising emotional intelligence and that stress tolerance to help us to support through change? Change is something that we're experiencing more and more in the workplace. So gone are the days of having a job for life. And maybe that's a good thing. You know, I'm not on my first career. I have done other things too. And I think that's really important. It's actually, it gives you a nice rounded view and different perspectives of life and work. And you can explore really where your talents, your skills are, and even your weaknesses, so that you can find something that is more fulfilling for you. But dealing with personal development in the workplace, not only is it good in a training environment where we're looking at knowledge, skills, and attitude? But it is really good in a transformation and change environment to help support people feeling valued and supported through change. Change is upsetting, and we can't leave our personal lives at the door. We bring our whole selves to work. So how can we support each other through the challenges of life and work? If you want to find out more information, please check out my website, whyfollowtheherd.com. There are lots of different programs, including coaching, that is there to support you. And the Calming the Monkey Mind is the topic of the month in my Creating Positive Change audio collection, which uses neuroscience techniques to be able to help you to understand, to calm, to soothe, to acknowledge, and to tame your monkey mind this month. So there is a new topic each month on that, and you can find out more about that at whyfollowtheherd.com. And please leave your comments. Would love to know what your monkey mind is up to at the moment, whether it's nice and calm or whether your chimp is on the rampage. We all have a full mind these days. So just see whether your mind, your thoughts, your mental imagery is supporting you and nourishing your life, or whether it's just creating a bit of upheaval. So thank you for sharing some time with me. And all you've got to do, if you want to be on the weekly newsletter, you can sign up for that at whyfollowtheherd.com. Or if you would like to connect, carry on connecting with Facebook or Instagram, or even subscribing on YouTube. And I look forward to connecting with you further and being part of your journey. I look forward to speaking soon.